Let's just see what happens now. We can speak to Anuncia, who's an economics professor at the University of Barcelona and a pro-independence supporter as well. Well, first of all, what's your reaction? I mean, you thought that 155 would be invoked, did you? Because nobody was backing down.
Yeah, I was convinced they will activate it. They have said so, and I was convinced they will do it.
Okay, so what happens now as far as the pro-independence movement is concerned?
We are all hoping that independence will be proclaimed, because it's much easier to fight and to defend your institutions from the Declaration of Independence rather than letting them suspend your institutions, and you are not a political actor, you are not a political subject because you haven't declared independence and you haven't been faithful to the democratic mandate obtained in the referendum on the 1st of October.
So is that your understanding? Because the last time we spoke was when Puigdemont was going to the Catalan parliament and you were convinced he was going to declare independence then, which he did, albeit for 10 seconds or 15 seconds.
That's why now I think what I'm expressing is my will and what I think would be best. At the time, I also thought it was better to declare independence and open to mediation, and for instance saying that you would stop the effects of the declaration if the Spanish state accepted to negotiate and sit in the table. I thought that would have put us in a better position, but they decided to do otherwise, probably waiting for another type of reaction of the European Union. Now we've seen that the European Union is not going to back us. Catalans are alone. We have always been alone. I was thinking while I was coming here, in the last words that President Companys, when he was shot by Franco, wrote in a letter. He said there are a lot of causes in the world, but the cause of the Catalans, there are only the Catalans to defend it.
Yes, but the point is that people would say, your critics would say, look, you are not a victimized state. You are one of the wealthiest, in fact, the wealthiest region in Spain. This is for selfish reasons. This is not some oppressed state.
Okay, we are not the wealthiest. We are the fourth autonomous community in terms of GDP per capita. We were also wealthier than average during the Republic. It's not a matter of wealth. It's a matter of dignity. It's a matter of self-determination. It's a matter of ruling ourselves. It's a matter of being a people and wanting to decide and not being dominated by a political state that is using repression, that is using the law in a very improper way, that has put in jail civic leaders, political activists, that the only thing they did was to protest against the arrestation of political officers that had a democratic mandate. We have a parliament.
But Madrid would say that it was illegal and unconstitutional. We've rehearsed this many times.
We can discuss that many times, and I could say that Spanish constitution recognized Catalonia as a people, that peoples have the self-determination right under the UN Charter. So we won't stop discussing about legal issues. The thing here is there is a political conflict, and the Catalans have shown, I think, even more than what the supporters were willing to accept of the independentist camp. They have shown that they were open to dialogue. They were not declaring or putting into effect this independence. Okay. And the answer has been direct rule, suspension of autonomy.
Well, let's talk about this weekend. Big demonstrations planned here on the streets of Barcelona. How will people react, do you think?
No, people will react very peacefully. I mean, if something is very clear, is that the independentist movement is a very pacifist movement, and what we are always going to do is pacific demonstrations and passive resistance actions. For instance, tomorrow, it is possible that tomorrow another type of Gandhian action is going to be announced.
Like what?
We don't know yet. They are very secretive about it, but at 10 p.m. tonight, the National Assembly and the Òmnium Cultural will announce a Gandhian type of pacifist but a direct action type of action.
All right, okay. Anuncia, thank you very much indeed.